Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Pondicherry Central University PhD entrance examination questions. The remaining questions from 76 to 100 questions we are going to discuss now in this video. Let's start the session. The degradation of time for the plastic waste approximately. That means how much time it will take to degrade the plastic waste. It's about 100 to 500 years. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following is not a measure of variability? That means they are asking that not a measure. Not a measure. Range is the measure of variability. Standard deviation and quarter deviation are the measure of the variability. But the median is not the variability, not the measure of variability. Let's go to the next question. Chipko movement was under the leadership of Sundarlal Bahuguna. Let's go to the next question. The climate change takes place due to the emission of greenhouse gases. Major contributors of greenhouse gases. The which are the countries which are contributing major in the greenhouse gases are China and America. Now the top three producing nations are China, America, and India. America and India. These are the three contributing about 42.6%. 42.6% of total greenhouse emission is coming from these top three: China, America, and India. In case of in case of the last 100 countries contributing about 2.9% only, but the America, China, and India contributing about 42.6%. So the remaining percentage is between below these three countries which are present, that countries emitting or other, but the top three are China, India, and America. China, America, and India. Let's go to the next question. The fact and figure used to support or disapprove the hypothesis, the theory of law is called. They are telling that the figure or the fact that support or disapprove the hypothesis is known as scientific evidence. With the scientific evidence only we can disapprove or we can support the hypothesis by the scientific evidence only. What is mean by corroboration? Corroboration is the evidence which confirms and support a statement. This corroboration means that it will support the statement or theory or the findings. The confirmation which is going to do the confirmation, that is known as the corroboration. But the scientific evidence, this is the evidence that supports the figure or the supports or disapprove the hypothesis, that is known as the scientific evidence. And what is meant by the scientific evidence? It is an organized and systematized effort to gain the knowledge. By this we can gain the knowledge and knowledge that uses the observation and experimentation. This is the most important thing. Observation and experimentation is the most important thing in the scientific research. So the scientific evidence will be the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. Heavy metals in the environmental sample are estimated by atomic absorption spectroscopy. By the atomic absorption spectroscopy only, we are going to measure the heavy metal content in the sample. Let's go to the next question. Nephelometer is used for the measurement of concentration of suspended particles in a liquid or gas colloids. Nephelometer is used to measure the concentration of suspended particles in a liquid or gas colloids, is known as the nephelometer. Let's go to the next question. Median lethal concentration LC50. Lethal concentration LC50 is estimated for determining the actual toxicity of the chemical. For the determination of actual amount and toxicity of the chemical is determined by the lethal concentration LC50. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following is the first step in starting the research process? This is the research aptitude. Research aptitude topic. We know in the paper one also this topic will come. First step in the research process is identification of the problem. First step in the research process is identification of specific problem. We have to identify, and then we have to go to the review literature and everything, and methodology and all the processes. Let's go to the next question. The law which states the growth is controlled not only by the total amount of resources available, but the scarcity of the resources. We can state that the law is stating that growth is controlled not only by the total amount of resources, the availability of resources, or by the scarcity of the resources also. That means they are telling that availability of the resources can also control the growth, and also the scarcity of the resources also control the growth. The which state which law stating that the law stating that growth and controlling of growth is said by the Leiberg's law. Leiberg's law. Answer for this question is Leiberg's law. And what is meant by Schiafol's law? Schiafol's law is that it is developed by the American geologist Victor Schiafold in 1911. It states that organism success based on the complex set of conditions. By the complex set of conditions, the success of the organism is depending like minimum, maximum, or optimum environmental conditions that combined can determine the success of an organism. We know that the environmental conditions are affecting the success of the organisms, like minimum conditions and maximum condition, optimum condition. By that only the success of the organism varies. This is explained by the Schiafold's law. Further, that law is taken by the Ronald Good. Let's go to the next option. Law of universal growth. Law of universal growth is nothing but the Newton's law of gravity. Newton's law of gravity explains that all bodies having the same masses, example sun, moon, earth, and apple, everything that has the mass has the same gravity. So the gravity, by the gravity only, everything held in this in their position. That is known as law of universal growth. Let's go to the next question. The second law of thermodynamics we tend to support the people being undernourished, because the second law of thermodynamics supports the entropy. Entropy, we know that entropy is the degree of randomness. Degree of randomness is supported by the entropy. So entropy means there is no particular steady state, it is the random state. So the people being undernourished comes under the randomness. That is the second law of thermodynamics. Let's go to the next question. Arsenic contamination in drinking water causes which health hazard in man? The arsenic concentration in health causes lungs, skin, kidney, and liver damage. All this damage is caused by the arsenic pollution only. Let's go to the next question. ENSO events has three phases: neutral, El Nino, La Nino. This experienced in specific ocean. By the from the origination is from Pacific Ocean only. El Nino is caused from the Pacific Ocean only. La Nino also from that only, and the neutral also conditions will happen in the Pacific Ocean only. El Nino is not good for India because it causes the drought in India, and La Nina leads to the flooding condition in India. Floods will come by the La Nina. Let's go to the next question. If the grassland biosphere, then the what about metamorphic rock? It's like a synonym. Grassland leads to the biosphere. That means biosphere contains the grassland, and metamorphic rocks are present in which sphere? They are asking. That is lithosphere. Lithosphere, metamorphic rocks are formed. Let's go to the next question. Solar pond is a pond stills water that dissolves the salt to act the heat trap. It acts like a heat trap. Suppose this is the pond. In this pond, we will add the salt. by the salt concentration here, a lot of salt concentration that trap the sunlight which is coming from here, and by that the total heat nearly 90%, 90 degrees of difference will be there, from the upper layer to the lower layer, which traps the total sunlight in the lower layer. That means heat in the lower layer, which produces the energy for through the solar pond. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following atmospheric pollutant observed by the stomach, intestine, and respiratory tract? Respiratory tract and stomach intestine is observed by the lead oxide. Let's go to the next question. As per the Noise Pollution Regulation and Control Rule 2000, the permissible limit of the residential area is, it's about 25 dB during the daytime and 45 dB during the night time. It is divided like a daytime and nighttime, residential, commercial, and sensitive zones. Like that, it is divided. At which time, how much the permissible limit are there? It is given in the sound lethal sound level in the in the chart of the this as per the noise pollution rules 2000. Let's go to the next question. National Action Plan on Climate Change, NAPCC. How many missions are given? That is 8 missions, that are solar mission, energy efficiency, and sustainable habitat. That means national solar mission, national energy efficiency, national sustainable habitat, and national water mission, and national sustainable agriculture, national action on agriculture, and and national action plan on green India, national action plan on sustainable Himalayan ecosystem, and national action plan on strategic knowledge for the climate change. Let's go to the next question. In India, land utilization zone LUZ is rural agriculture areas are identified by the urban corridors. Let's go to the next question. For protecting and giving the immediate relief to the person affected by the accident due to handling the hazardous substances, the Factory Label Safety Act is there. This was enacted in the year. The Factory Act was came in the year. The Factory Act is came in the year 1948. But this question is telling about the protection of giving the immediate relief from the person affected the accident due to the handling of hazardous substance. That deals with the Public Liability Act 1991. The answer will be the 1991. Let's go to the next question. Discrete probability distribution in which outcomes is very small within a very small period of a time is classified as Poisson distribution, because the Poisson distribution indicates the probability of occurrence of event in many times. How many times over the specified time? Suppose particular time like 1 hour, how many times the event is happening? Or 2 hours, that is a small period with a small number of outcomes. With a large period, large number of outcomes will come. So the Poisson distribution only. Let's go to the next option. Normal distribution. What is meant by normal distribution? The normal distribution explaining about, suppose this is a curve. In this, the curve, this is known as the normal distribution. The zero mean will be the zero. For this, the skewness is also 0 and the kurtosis is also 0. For this, the standard, the symmetry is the symmetrical curve will be there for the normal distribution. And for normal distribution, the mean will be 0, standard deviation is 1, and the mean equals to 0, and kurtosis and skewness is also 0. Normal distribution are symmetrical, but all the symmetrical distributions are not normal. You have to understand this statement. Normal distributions are always symmetrical. You know that normal distribution, if anything like any question is coming about the normal distribution, you have to understand that it should be symmetrical. But in case of some symmetrical distributions are there, but all the symmetrical distributions are not normal. That is the main point. Let's go to the next question. Japanese encephalitis is caused by mosquito virus because some of the mad cow, it is nothing but the mad cows are getting some diseases by that from that virus is present in the cows. Then these mosquito is going and biting that animal. From that animal, the again the mosquito is coming and biting the other people, leads to the Japanese encephalitis. This is known as this leads to the mosquito and virus or the two causes of the Japanese encephalitis. Let's go to the next question. In binomial distribution, the formula for calculating the standard deviation is the square root of NPQ. Is the distribution of the binomial distribution, is the formula for the standard distribution of the binomial distribution formula. Let's go to the next question. Agenda 21 is an action plan for the 21st century. This was adopted in. It was adopted during the 1992 UNCD, United Nations Environmental Development. Let's go to the next question. Relative humidity is calculated using which of the following variable? It is calculated by the saturation vapor pressure, temperature, vapor pressure and the dew point. By these all the factors, we will calculate the relative humidity. This is the by this we will end up the session. This is the PhD entrance paper of Pondicherry Central University. We will discuss the other important questions in the upcoming classes so that we will get benefited. Please subscribe, like and share my channel so that it will reach to the more people and I will also get motivated by that. Thank you so much. This is your Ram Sai signing off. Thank you.